Welcome back to Chasing News. I'm Bill Spadea. All right, sports betting now legal after the Supreme Court struck down a 25-year-old ban. It was the state of New Jersey that sued and won this as they fought for years to make it legal. But now that it's here, it's up to the legislature to set the rules. Now, about a year ago, they passed a law saying it was legal. One of the members of the Assembly, though, that voted no on it, Jack Ciattarelli, he was also a candidate for governor. I caught up with him, and he shared his concerns about legal sports betting as it pertains to college athletics.
I voted no over a philosophical position, which was there should be no betting, in my opinion, on collegiate sports. Now, what's interesting about the New Jersey law as it's been drafted is that you cannot bet on New Jersey college teams, no matter where it is they play, nor can you wager a bet on collegiate competitions that take place in New Jersey. What are we saying? That we don't want the bettors to have close proximity to these student athletes.
Jack also agreed with me on the numbers. Some people have been touting these numbers, saying it's going to be a windfall for government revenue in our area to the tune of billions of dollars. Well, I don't think it's going to be that high, and Jack had some numbers of his own.
No, this alone is not going to save AC, but let me say this. We'll be lucky if this produces $100 to $200 million in new revenue, and it's not going to solve our problems.
Okay, thanks, Jack. All right, talking about those numbers, this $9 billion number, I've called it fake math, and I've got somebody that agrees with that and did the actual research and went through all the numbers. His name is Eric Ramsey, and he is with PlayNJ.com. Eric, welcome to Chasing News. How are you?
Good, Bill. Thanks for having me on.
So, Eric, I read your article the other day. You know, so many politicians now touting this as the potential windfall. They're talking about billions and billions of dollars in revenue, but you're saying this number on a good day for Jersey tax revenue could be somewhere around 20 million.
I think at the most, it's going to be a little bit tough to project while we sort out the legal landscape here. The one estimate that everyone cites is 154 billion in offshore wagers. That's what the American Gaming Association estimates is wagered from the U.S. So if we just break that down by population, New Jersey is going to generate about maybe $4 billion in total bets. Obviously, most of that is going to get paid back to bettors. About 95% of that is going to go back to winning bettors. A fraction of that is going to go to the sports books, and then a fraction of that is going to go to the state. So we're talking about a very small percentage of revenue left over for the state.
So if New Jersey had, let's say, I think you speculated, if they went as high as 30% tax, still $75 million on a good day.
Yeah, and it's not going to be 30%. We've seen 36% is from Pennsylvania in the neighboring state, and that's pretty outlandish and untenable. New Jersey figures to be more around 10 or 12%.
All right, Eric, thank you for clearing it up. Appreciate you joining me tonight. All right, let's bring back the A-plus panel to break this down. Bill Caruso, Democratic strategist, Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist, and Garland Nixon, radio talk show host. Jeanette, I'm going to start with you. You heard what Eric had to say. You heard what Jack Ciattarelli had to say. Jack Ciattarelli, one of the only no votes in the Assembly, also agreed the numbers are completely off.
Right, and I think most people just hear big numbers and they think this is the savior for Atlantic City and this is $9 billion in new spending for Phil Murphy, and that is not the case at all. However, what is good about this sports betting decision is that it will give a boost to Atlantic City. It will give a boost to the struggling racetracks in New Jersey, like Monmouth Park, where I live. They just put in $2.5 million in revitalizing their bar area, putting new sports betting terminals in, and I think they're going to see an additional revenue stream. It's not going to save anything. It's not going to save Atlantic City, but it's definitely going to be a boost.
Garland, let me ask you, I've been saying this for a long time. I talked to Jack Ciattarelli about this a little bit. Why is it that we run the same old model in this state and other states all the time, catering to big business and special interests at the expense of the little guy? You know, the lottery works because you got a lottery terminal in just about every convenience store around the state, and everybody gets a little piece. Not so when it comes to big money. Las Vegas did it. You'd have a slot machine at a diner. Why don't we learn a lesson that you can't save Atlantic City with the special interests?
Yeah, I agree, but I think this is going to be, I think it's something good. And here's the reason that I think this is a good idea. Because this already exists in the black market, and so now you're just moving it above board. And I think also, as far a lot of people are concerned with the possibility of corruption, I think that the chance of corruption is going to be lower for local New Jersey sports, because the people that are involved now are shady characters. They're more likely to do something crooked.
You think this changes anything?
Yeah, without question. I'm fully in agreement there. Right now, you have a black market that exists. You have a crime element that's profiting from this, not the state. You also have some legitimate concerns about addiction and other violent related crimes that go along with this industry that I think you have the ability to fix by bringing in the sunlight. Now, to your point about the economy, we've got to start somewhere. I don't think everybody feels comfortable having this on every street corner, but I think the ability to put this in some centralized locations, it is not going to save Atlantic City on its own, but a patchwork quilt of a multitude of things might help.
Well, and I agreed with Jack on the sentiment and the idea. The problem is that whatever you take out, the black market will pick up. Got to leave it there. Thanks for joining me tonight. Great.